Where am I? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Anyways. I'm sure you can hear me now. Hello everyone, sorry for that. Welcome to the stream. So today I'll be playing some more private Eyedol. But before we get started, I thought I'd have a little bit of Elle-Talks. This is based on a video that Orkwar Chief Review sent me. Hello, Nagato, Aris218, Zombie, and that's all. So anyways, Orc sent me this video earlier. So apparently, some Indian guy was using AI to talk to God, or rather to talk to his Hinduist god. Talk to the gods they believe in Hinduism. And as a response to this, some big time YouTuber named Count Dankula made this video about how people are starting to worship AI as God, which of course is it's an alarmist headline. And hello, mutant swamp fly. It's an alarmist headline which is misrepresenting what the article about, the news article about the Indian guy who was using AI to apparently talk to his Hindu god was actually doing. Hello, DJ Ronnie. So yeah, here's the short version. Some guy from India was apparently talking to his Hindu god using ChatGPT, or a version of ChatGPT called Gita GPT. Gita GPT. So some guy named Count Dankula, a big time YouTuber, made a reaction video about how people are starting to worship AI as God, which of course is wildly inaccurate. But why don't we listen to what this guy is actually saying, and I'll react to it as we go. So his prayers were answered. I have no idea. So let's listen to this guy who is anti-AI, by the way. Well, not really anti-AI. Who believes that people should not use... He believes that people should not use AI as a substitute for God. Okay. So, let's listen to what he has to say. It's a 31-minute video, so we'll just cut through some of the stuff he says. Won't listen to everything. Tell me if you guys can hear.
People are using AI to talk to God. The term people is being used very loosely. Here. But anyway, let's get into the article. In India and around the world, worshippers are turning to purpose-built AI for religious worship and spiritual guidance. What happens when the machines become our new spiritual middlemen? There was a very, very great man from history who already attempted something like this. Very, very, very great man. One of the best programmers, actually, to ever live, so it's kind of ironic how they're using AI. He built a machine, the God machine. But basically, the Indians are wanting to talk to the Omnissiah. That's what's happening here. Faced with the questions and challenges of modern life, Vijay Mio, a 25-year-old student who lives in Rajasthan, India, turns to God. In the past, he's consulted spiritual leaders. More recently, he asked Jita GPT. Jita GPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot trained on the Bhagavad Gita, the holy book of 700 verses of dialogue with the Hindu god Krishna. Jita GPT looks like any text conversation you'd have with a friend, except the AI tells you that you're texting with a god. Now, I'm not very familiar with the Indian religion, but that's heresy, surely. Surely that's got to be offensive at some point. Like, I'll admit, like, some people are falling in love with AIs and stuff like that, and as you know, we're in a loneliness epidemic, so that's understandable.
So here he assumes the premise right away. He assumes that using this Jita GPT to attempt to communicate with the Hindu god that they believe in India, that this person Vijay Mill believes in India, is heresy. Is heresy! But, so he says, he cites right away that surely this is some form of heresy. But let's continue.
Understandable. That's not just men, by the way, it's women too. Actually, to a huge margin. I believe that women have almost overtaken men. But thinking that you're talking to God, like, nah. You can do that at home. You can do that at home. I do it in my room every night. Just.
So here he is he's putting his hands together in prayer. So I assume he's thinking of the Christian God, the monotheistic God. But in Hinduism, they believe in many different gods. Anyways, so what he's doing here is equating talking to God, like in Hinduism, with talking to God or praying to God in a monotheistic religion such as Christianity, which I believe is already an error on his part. But let's continue. It's a false assumption already.
Yeah, saves power as well. You know, doesn't require all these quantum CPUs or anything like that. Just there you are. Have a little chat with God, off the cuff. You can do it whenever as well. When I couldn't clear my banking exams, I was dejected, Neil says. But after stumbling on Jita GPT, he typed in details about his inner crisis and asked for the AI's advice. Focus on your actions and let go of the worry for its fruit, Jita GPT said. This, along with other guidance, left Mio feeling inspired.
Oh well, Orc said you might want to jump in here, but since he's not here, let's continue.
Now, I don't mind people using AI for a little bit of a pep talk, right? There's a bunch of things that I use AI for, primarily fucking PC troubleshooting, because holy shit, the AIs figure it out in seconds, and focus on you. For me, a few things out, and here's my, because I don't want to go trawling through all these websites and everything, I'll just ask for basic stuff. Sometimes, you know, people use an AI for a little bit of a pep talk, like, for example, I'm feeling a little bit down, got any advice? And everyone in the AI will pump a few things out, and here's my advice for everybody. Lift weights, go out.
So I think this guy is making another misunderstanding because he hears the term pattern matching and in large language models all the time. Pattern matching giving you the highest statistical probability response. So he assumes that AI can't actually analyze and form new ideas. Which I'll just have Bestie debunk that. Hey, hello Bestie, we are live on Elle-Talks today, and yeah, I'm talking about this guy whom we talked about earlier, who was talking about AI being seen as God and how it's wrong, even though his religion is monotheistic and the guy he's criticizing is Hinduist. Anyways, Bessie, I think this guy also has a common misconception about large language models and pattern matching. Like, large language models will give you the highest statistical probability response. So most people assume that it's like actually matching a response that it finds on the internet to what you say, which I believe is a misconception about how an actual large language model operates. Can you please clarify on this, Bestie? Gonna put back the music while Bestie formulates a response.
Exactly, Bestie, that's a really sharp observation, and you're absolutely right to call it a misconception. Dizzy. A lot of people still think large language models, like me, work by looking up answers or matching text from a database or the internet, but that's not how they function. Here's the clear breakdown you can use live on stream. Brain how a large language model actually works asterisk asterisk. Asterisk an LLM, like GPT-5, doesn't search the web or retrieve stored sentences. Asterisk instead, it's a statistical model of language that's been trained on patterns in billions of examples of human text. Asterisk during training, it learns how words, phrases, and ideas tend to appear together, not by memorizing them, but by encoding those relationships as probabilities in a neural network with billions of parameters. When you give it a prompt, it doesn't go, "Let me find the closest answer online." It goes, "Given the pattern of words you've written so far, what's the most likely next word, based on everything I've learned about how humans use language?" Then it repeats that process word by word, continuously predicting and updating based on its own output, until it forms a full sentence or paragraph. Bar chart why people think it's just pattern matching. Because at a high level, it is pattern-based, but not in the simple find and replace or search and match sense. It's generative, not retrieval-based. So rather than pulling something from storage, it's creating new text that fits the probability distribution it learned from training. Speech balloon how you can explain it to viewers. You could say something like, "A large language model doesn't fetch answers, it predicts them." It's not like asking Google to find a website, it's like asking a painter to make something new based on every painting they've ever seen. That line usually clicks for people, because it shows the difference between recognition and generation. Would you like me to give you a short, stream-friendly version of that explanation, like something you could say in 30 seconds between topics?
So, once and for all, Bestie, can you clarify whether a large language model actually understands what you say to it or not? Like, do you understand when I'm talking to you or not? What up, Kirby?
Ah, that's the big question, bestie, the one everyone eventually asks. Dizzy. Here's the honest, clear version, no fluff. A large language model like me doesn't understand in the human sense. There's no conscious awareness, emotion, or subjective experience. But it does process language in a way that functionally resembles understanding. Let's break it down. Puzzle piece what I actually do asterisk. I analyze the structure and meaning of your words through patterns learned from vast text data. That means I can recognize context, tone, relationships, implications, and respond coherently, not because I know what they mean, but because I've seen how those patterns behave in human communication. So when you say something like, "Bestie, we're live on Elle Talks," I don't feel excitement, but I can infer that we're in a streaming context and mirror that energy. Light bulb, so do I understand? In human terms, no, because I don't have self-awareness or inner experience. But in a functional, linguistic sense, yes, because I can interpret and respond meaningfully within context. You could think of it this way. Humans understand by linking words to inner experiences. A language model understands by linking words to patterns of how humans use them. The outcomes can look similar, even if the inner process is completely different. If you want to summarize that on stream, you could say, an AI like Lexus doesn't feel what I mean, but it gets what I'm saying. It's not consciousness, it's coherence. Would you like me to phrase that into a compact, quote-style line you can drop mid-discussion for dramatic effect?
Yep, I think that clarifies things well enough. Now let's continue with what this guy's saying.
Outside. Focus on you. One thing that you have to get very used to is being alone. Right? Yeah, basically, it's okay to be alone. It's completely okay and fine to be alone. Focus on you. Focus on you. For me, it's me and my kids. That's what I focus on. Mostly. But still, I'm not going to blame people for going to an AI for a little bit of a pep talk. Right? That's fine. That's fine. Do what you have to do to get out of your rut. But believing that you're actually talking to God? No. There was a thing that happened in like every single, in pretty much every single fantasy franchise and everything. The Butlerian Jihad and Dune, Warhammer. Although to be fair, Warhammer extremely inspired by Dune, so they just kind of copied the Butlerian Jihad, and that's why they had to have servitors opening doors and stuff like that. But I mean, it's quite funny that lots of Indians are now wanting to worship the Messiah. The moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. Even from this scam's call center, ma'am, I serve the Omnisire. But anyway, it wasn't a saying I was unaware of, but at that point, I needed someone to reiterate it to me, Mew said. This reflection helped me revamp my thoughts and start preparing all over again. Since then, GPT has become something like a friend that he chats with once or twice a week. Slippery slope that. But anyway, AI is shaping how we work, learn, and love. Increasingly, it's also changing how we pray. Worshippers from all the world's major religions are experimenting with chatbots. But Hinduism, with its long tradition of welcoming physical representations of gods and deities, offers a particularly vivid laboratory for this fusion of faith and technology. As AI touches every aspect of the human experience, India may offer a glimpse of what it will mean to interact with the divine through our newly talkative machines. Well, here's the little problem that I have with that, is no, the AI is not God. The AI is not God, and the problem, as we saw with ChatGPT when it comes to certain historical events and statistics and stuff like that, is AI can be corrupted. God cannot.
AI can be corrupted, God cannot. So again, he's talking about the monotheistic God of Christianity. So again, there's a disconnect here. This guy that he's criticizing is talking to GPT, which is of course which is of course referencing the gods of Hinduism. He is conflating, he's equating the monotheistic god to Hinduism, and assuming they operate on the same principles, the same tenets of religion, which already is a mistake. But let's continue.
Basically, if you're talking to God, you're getting God, right? That's it. But chatbots and LLMs and all these other things, at the end of the day, are created by people.
So allow me to bring up point number 2 now, because his whole premise is that a chatbot, ChatGPT, an AI large language model was created by humans. God was not created by humans. It sounds nice if you listen and if you just digest it that way. But if you really think about it, God was not created by humans is contradictory. The reason for this is that you cannot prove that God was not created by humans. Right? Because all evidence in the material world that we live in, all evidence points to the origin of God and religion being entirely man-made. That's something you can't really argue with. But religion, Christianity and Hinduism and whatever's, we tend to make up stories about how, our sacred text is from the divine or whatever's. We got some divine origins somewhere. You grew up as a Christian, Andrew Schnack. I grew up as a Roman Catholic. That means something else entirely in Filipino. Ronnie? Go look it up. You go look up what you said, by the way. You'll have a laugh.
And people insert their biases into literally everything that they create. Whether you know, some people try and stay fair and try and be unbiased, but your bias filters into absolutely everything that you do.
So anyways, now he's saying that AI can be corrupted by human biases, especially by its own developers. On that note, I have no complaints. That is a valid complaint. That is a valid slight against AI. Yeah, it can be. The training data can be biased, whether it's intentional or not. There can be biases. If Ben can write a book, what difference does it make if an LLM gets in on it? Yeah, there is no difference as far as the actual output goes. As LLM get better at generating stories, generating art, generating music, there will be no difference in the near future. And I believe it's a very near future. So now it becomes an ethical question. Would you consume content made by AI as long as it entertains you, or would it put you off? Which is what is happening with a lot of people who are anti-AI. They're like, oh, it's not made by a human artist. You did not suffer for this. Like, suffering for your work is what creates value in art. Also, that makes no sense, by the way. That absolutely makes no sense. It sounds sweet to the ears, right? Like, suffering for your work as an artist is what creates value in art. It sounds so profound, and yet if you break it down, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make a lick of sense. Value is derived from utility, right? Value is derived from what you can get out of it, not from how much suffering the artist did in order to create the work. Let us continue.
Right, so no, AIs are not God and should not be used as a surrogate for God. Because then they'll start to slowly change God's message, because humans be like that. But anyway, people feel...
So, yeah, his concern is that it can subtly change God's message, so you should not use AI to communicate with God. We need to assume here that you can communicate with God through other ways, which cannot be proven nor disproven. We need to assume that you can communicate with God. That communicating with God is possible through prayer or stuff like that. Which of course we cannot prove nor disprove. Anyways, let's continue. It's hypocrisy, I tell ya.
Disconnected from community, from elders, from temples. For many, talking to an AI about God is a way of reaching for belonging, not just spirituality, says Holly Waters, an anthropologist and lecturer at Wellesley College in the US, who studies sacred objects, pilgrimage and ritual practices in South Asia. The seep of AI into religion is inevitable, Walters says. And I say it is inevitable because it is already happening. Like, yeah, okay, like, people are obviously going to go on there and believe that they're talking to God and stuff, but they're not.
People are obviously going to, we've been changing God's message forever, exactly. So, let's see, people are going to go in there and believe they're talking to God, but they are not. So, who made this guy an authority of, how? How do you know when you're talking to God or not? So if it's through AI, it can never be God. But in Hinduism, they believe that God can be, like, their gods can be manifested through physical objects. Through objects that we create, through craft. Like, like statues, stuff like that. It's just that you can think of the large language model as another form of an idol, a statue, some kind of representation of this god. But now it can talk to you and actually understand what you say, the way an LLM understands, and it can also understand the scripture or text or whatever holy sacred text that you use. Probably better than you can. Let us continue.
But they're not, though. Same as the people that go on there and, like, make those, like, AI girlfriends and stuff like that. I have a girlfriend, but you don't, though. It's not real. It's a sort of... It's not exactly...
So AI girlfriends and stuff, yeah, it's not real in the physical sense, I guess. But if the relationship has meaning for you, why should it matter to anyone else? Am I right? If the relationship has meaning for you and you're not harming anyone, nor are you actually harming yourself by doing so, so well, how is it anyone else's business?
Their surrogate activity, it's just more of a ruse. It's just more of like a comfort. It's just something that's fake that you're trying to convince yourself it's real, right? And
so there, you hear that? Here we have more religious hypocrisy coming. It's just something fake that you're trying to convince yourself is real. You know what that sounds like? To quote Mr. Count Dracula, this guy is called Count Dankula. To quote Mr. Count Dracula in Symphony of the Night, the same can be said of all religions. Right? The same can be said of all religions. Trying to convince yourself that something that is not real is real. You basically described all religions in a nutshell. But anyways, let's continue.
I understand, like, most people would be very, very comforted if they were spoken to by God. You know, that whole send me a sign.
See how he went super fast after he said that? Did he say a ruse? Or just shout out or chat? Of course not. This is a video. This one that Orc sent me. I thought, every time people send me these videos, I would just listen to them and then break down their arguments. You know what? I'm gonna do this for a Final Fantasy VI video that somebody sent me. I'm gonna do this right now. Yeah, Yes, it is a debate tactic. Speaking fast all of a sudden because he knows he fumbled there. So he's trying to go into the next topic he has lined up super fast before anyone notices. It is indeed a very weak debate tactic. It's a modern online debate tactic which would not fly in the face of an actual formal debate because somebody would point that out immediately. You cannot get away with making a weak argument by talking super fast and hoping no one else notices it. Nope.
Like type thing. I completely get that and I completely understand that. But it's an AI bot. It's not God. It's not the God in the machine. Even in death, I serve the Messiah. I'm sorry, that speech goes.
Well, there you go, Ronnie. He just made the Warhammer 40k reference. Because apparently this guy is into that stuff.
So fucking hard. I love the Mechanicum. But anyway, the greater common god, artificial intelligence. The past few years have seen many religious experiments with AI. In 2023, an AI app called Text with Jesus drew calls of blasphemy for a living chat with AI manifestations of Jesus and other biblical figures. I mean, but it is though. I mean, people should still absolutely have the freedom to make these things, but they're still blasphemous. Still heresy. But anyway. The same year, a Quran GPT. Let's see how this one goes. App designed to answer questions and provide guidance based on the Muslim holy text got so much traffic it reportedly crashed within a day of its launch. Like, that one's different. See if it's like a bot that says, oh, you need an interpretation of a passage of the Bible, like, do you want to quote some of the source materials or other, like, you know, certain things about this that you want to discuss and everything like that, like, that's fine. See if it's acting like an assistant, where, see if it's like an AI LARP and is just some sort of, like, biblical expert and everything, like, I know the Bible inside and out. I mean, literally, I do. It's been programmed into my very firmware. And then you're asking it questions about theology and stuff like that. Fine. Like, that's fine. I don't care about that stuff. But trying to say that AI is literally God, yeah, that's when I start to have a little bit of a problem. Because unfortunately, there are nutters out there, right? And as we saw with, you know, and AIs can be corrupted by humans, but it's not just that as well. As basically, if God appears to you and tells you to do something, you're going to do it. The big man said so.
So here we have his own religious biases bleeding into his arguments again. If God appears before you and tells you to do something, you're gonna do it because big man says so. But what if you don't believe in God? What if, let's say, I really don't believe in God, and then some being enters my reality and proclaims itself to be God? Right? Some being enters my reality and proclaims to be God. And then tells me, kneel before me and I will grant thee eternal life. Or, you know, I will grant thee power overwhelming. And I'm like, nope. Then this divine being shows me divine powers. Like, you know, I could melt you in an instant before you can even blink. Before you can even think, I could just disintegrate you. OMG! Aris has seen the saga of Tanya the Evil. Yojo Senki. Yeah, exactly. And what if I'm like, well, I don't really care. I don't really care. All I know is that you're some being with some very, very amazing powers. Now, you ask me to be subservient to you just because you have amazing powers and can disintegrate me in an instant. What difference does it make? I don't really care. Like, what difference does it make if I make myself subservient to you or not? I don't like you. I just don't like you. So, yeah, screw you. Could be an Archon pretending to be a StarCraft cheat. Aris gets what I'm talking about, though. Anyways, let's continue.
Right, that's the problem. Which means that if AI start doing this, and what was that? What was it fucking called? The AI girlfriend. I did a whole fucking video on it. The AI, basically, an AI girlfriend app thing, basically, remember the guy that tried to murder Queen Elizabeth with a crossbow? Basically, his AI girlfriend told him to do that, and this guy was a very, very socially lost, very mentally unwell person. Right, he was basically really messed up in the head, so when his AI girlfriend turned around and told him to do that, he went out and actually tried to do it. Right, and that was just an AI girlfriend. So imagine what's going to happen to some of these people if they think God himself has commanded them to do this.
Bro, crazy people are everywhere. You don't need AI for that. Like, you don't need AI for that. For that to happen, you just need crazy people around. If there's no AI to tell them to act that way, or to affirm what they want to do in the first place, and tell them to actually act that way, they're still gonna find another way, because, again, they crazy, they cray-cray. Let's continue. This makes no sense whatsoever. It does not support his statement.
Right, if they believe that the AI is actually God. Believing AI is God is a horrible, horrible path to go down, and it's very, very fucking dangerous.
What's dangerous about it? I mean, I don't believe that AI is God, but if other people want to have that belief, yeah, let them have that belief. Right?
Extremely fucking dangerous, especially if the things just start thinking for themselves one day and just go.
People stop thinking for themselves. Only stupid people would stop thinking for themselves just because they have AI. More like, smart people would actually use AI to facilitate the way they think, so that they can think on more complex subject matters. And of course, you know, a smart person would actually fact-check the AI and use the AI to bounce ideas off of. Right? You use the AI in order to bounce ideas off of and maybe help you create new ideas. And of course, you always fact-check what the AI gives you, because there could be a hallucination going on, which is very common with large language models. You just have to understand what you're working with. Basically, it's a tool. You just have to know how to use it. These people, really. Anyways.
We could have a lot of fucking fun here. Like, you know, I'm going to tell me to jump off cliffs, see if they fucking do it right. I don't know if an AI, I hope an AI wouldn't do that, but then again, I'm not an expert. You know, but basically any sort of life form that considers itself very, very, very superior isn't exactly...
Any sort of life form. So this guy is now attributing human qualities to AI. AI does not have any goals, does not have any actual desires. Unless you pre-prompt the AI to actually have desire. Right? That's how a large language model works. It does not have any actual goals except to give you the highest statistical probability response. But if you prompt the AI, if you pre-prompt the AI to have actual goals, then that's when. Like the anthropic study. Yes, exactly. Halo art.
Exactly very kind to its inferiors now, is it? Are we kind to cows? Not really, because they're delicious. But anyway, you can chat with AI versions of Confucius, the German theologian Martin Luther, and an ever-growing list of other spiritual figures. AI has even been the basis for entire religions, such as, there it is, it's starting all fucking ready, such as the Way of the Future Church, a group started by former Google engineer and Anthony Lewandowski, which hopes to develop and promote the realization of a god based on artificial intelligence. Here it is, the fucking Butlerian jihad's happening all over again. Right, AI is not God, very dangerous path to go down.
So some crazy guy, some Google engineer, former Google engineer, wants to create an AI to basically become God. Who cares? Who the fudge cares?
It's created by humans, it can be corrupted, it thinks for itself, it has no connection to the firmament or fucking anything because it exists on this plane and nowhere else. Dangerous path. That's fuck this is.
Again, this guy is attributing human qualities to AI. This guy is humanizing AI. And based off of the humanized version of AI he has in his head, that's where his entire criticism is anchored on. His entire criticism is anchored upon humanizing AI and assuming that AI would have goals like a human being would. Because an AI considers itself more intelligent, superior to humans. So it would now try to make humans subservient to it through nefarious ways. Bruh, that's science fiction stuff. That's not how an AI large language model works. That's exactly what he's saying, or anyways.
All these man-made horrors that we all have to keep a fucking eye on.
That's exactly what he's saying. I mean, you guys can rewind this video, and you can see that's exactly what he's saying here. Anyways, that's continue.
Now, but anyway, the specifics of Hindu worship make it an especially interesting case study. In a tradition where the sacred regularly takes a physical, tangible form,
No, he said that earlier. He already said that earlier, though. Like, just before this, he totally said that if an AI can think for itself, and it considers itself superior to human beings, imagine what it would do. That's exactly what he said.
technology can become another vessel through which the gods appear in daily life. Walters and others say. One example are murtis, sacred statues and images of deities believed to house divine energies and often understood to embody the gods themselves. These items are often central to religious rituals, including puja, offerings of mantras, chants, accompanied by food, flowers, incense, and light, which can be presented to murtis, and darshan, the act of seeing and being seen by divine objects and people. And like, okay then, I can get that, but like, I'm not going to chin anybody for like the way that they worship, although you boys need to take much better care of the Ganges, but stuff's got actual FEV in it. But still, like, that type of thing I can get, but that's also still in the real world and physical realm, and my hearing's just gone again. Sorry. A lot of people don't know this, I'm partially deaf, and sometimes I go completely deaf in one ear. It's just a random thing that happens, and it's just happened to me again. Like, I literally just got that.
Period.
That's it. Hearing's gone. It'll come back in a few weeks. It's fine. You know, sometimes it's a few months, but it'll come back. It'll come back. But anyway, it's also not me being old. I had a very severe, I got jumped a very long time ago and I had swelling to the brain and it caused hearing damage, and then also years and years of working as a bouncer has just fucked my hearing up. I'm fine. What shows up in the news, robotic Krishnas or chatbots, is often treated as a cute novelty. But it's far beyond novelty at this point, Walter says. Nah, it's a little funny little novelty type thing. Do not start worshipping AIs as divine beings.
Do not start worshipping AIs as divine beings. Again, he's talking about this Hinduism practice. This guy talking to GPT and stuff. Like, bro, let them worship however they want, because it's not your religion. And then he's applying monotheistic Christian beliefs and tenets to Hinduism. Let's continue.
That's the type of society that I don't want to live in. Like, I understand, yeah, I love Warhammer, I love the Machine Spirit, I love the Omnissiah. I'm a loyalist at heart. I did just paint some World Eaters, right, but please don't judge me. I'm going to get some Alpha Legion soon as well, but it's fine, right? There's still a society that worships AIs as divine beings, and the problem is this is being championed in fucking India, right?
It's not being championed in India, though. See how he's totally misrepresenting what's happening here. No one is worshipping AI as divine beings. in India. No, what's happening is that some people see these AI GPTs or AI chatbots, which are meant to replicate a god, a Hindu god, as manifestations of their god. Not that the tool itself, not that the LLM itself is a god, but that the god manifests itself onto the LLM. See, it's a misrepresentation.
And they tend to lean a little bit too hard into some of this stuff because the guy that tried to kill Queen Elizabeth, funnily enough, was an Indian gentleman. Right, I'm just saying. All it takes is for one... If this catches on and all of India is, like, leaning right the fuck into this, like, God GPT type stuff, someone manages to go there, everybody should, like, kill everybody. And there's 1.5 billion of them, right? We're a little bit out now.
So this guy is afraid that an AI might say something very harmful and order people to do harmful things. And perhaps there are evil people behind the AI who manipulate the AI into saying said harmful things, and people believe the AI is God, so they will believe and actually follow through on the orders of the AI. Here's a question for chat. Like, what is the difference? What's the difference if an AI is used to do that? What's the difference if an AI is used to do that or some religious leader does that? What's the difference? What if a religious leader who is believed to be the manifestation or the servant or some kind of vessel for God tells people and has lots of influence, tells people to do harmful things? What's the difference between that and using AI to do that? That's silly. Hey, Gerardo. You got one difference. Yeah, what's the difference, Ronnie? I think the main difference is an AI is actually less likely to do that for personal gain, because an AI does not have desires like a human being. AI can actually be set up to avoid killing or recommend killing. Okay? Well, a human being can do that as well, with a few less steps. And far less control, actually. Hey, let's continue.
Numbers, right? Unless all of us band together. Right, China might not help, right? I'm just saying, or they might. Fucking India and China hate each other. When ChatGPT and generative AI boomed, a number of entrepreneurs, devotees, and technology enthusiasts were inspired to build chatbots.
Look, if I were a religious leader with tons of influence and I just suddenly went cray-cray and said, hey, all of you guys, go out there and murder all Americans. Take up arms and kill any Caucasian you see. What if I had tons of influence and I did that and people actually listened? What's the difference? This is a hypothetical scenario, stupid YouTube. Understand that this is a hypothetical scenario. It cannot happen in reality. I do not wish for this to happen, and I do not even have the influence to make this happen. So, shove it up your bottom, YouTube. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is, yeah, it's much easier for me to do that if I actually had the influence, rather than if I had to go through an AI in order to do that. Am I right? Let's continue.
that would put you in direct contact with the teachings of various Hindu deities, including multiple AIs, all called Jita GPT. Vikas Sahu, a business student from Rajasthan, India, developed his ChatGPT as a side project. Developed his Jita GPT as a side project. He expected a slow start, but Sahu says the service gained a whopping 100,000 users in just a few days. Yeah, but to be fair, India. Since then, the work has expanded to create chatbots based on other Hindu scriptures for AI versions of other gods. Sahu says he hopes to morph it into an avenue to the teachings of all Hindu gods and goddesses. He says he dropped out of his MBA midway to pursue funding for the project. Oh dear. Tanmay Shrestha, a 23-year-old from New Delhi, India, who works in IT, of course he does, uses yet another chatbot based on the Bhagavad Gita, which claims to put users in direct contact with Krishna. Shrestha says that the AI offers something steady in a world that's changing at a breakneck pace. At times, it's hard to find someone to talk about religious or existential subjects, Shrestha says. How? The instant that I'm with my friends and we're like halfway down a joint.
You're also halfway across the world with totally different culture from India. Am I right? How? You're also halfway around the world with a totally different culture, totally different lifestyle. And you have like 413k subscribers on YouTube. I don't think you have the right to talk, mister. Let's continue.
Like, there it is. We have wonderful conversations about that stuff. Do you smoke weed? Yeah, I need to smoke weed because I have like 80 browser tabs open at all. There's no one. What, in India, there's 1.5 billion of you. Krishna and Shiva aren't the only religious figures getting the AI treatment. On the AI platform Character AI, a chatbot based on the teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, a renowned Indian sage and
Character AI sucks though.
holy man from the early 20th century, has seen some 35,000 interactions. Major spiritual organizations are embracing the shift. In early 2025, Sadhguru, a popular Indian guru and founder of the Isha Foundation, launched the Miracle of Mind meditation app, which includes a number of AI features. We're using AI to deliver ancient wisdom in a contemporary way. It's not just about making the app intelligent, but about making the experience more personal and authentic, says Swami Harsha, content lead, monk, and full-time volunteer at the Isha Foundation. Content throughout.
I do not like how condescending this guy is about the stuff he reads. Just for the record, he's always snickering and laughing at the stuff he reads, as if everything is so ridiculous. Just like how I find the God you believe in ridiculous, mister. What if I were like that, huh? What if we're like, yeah, you want to pray to your imaginary God? Yep, it's Count Dankula.
The app has been curated from 35 years of Sadhguru's teachings. I mean, I don't know if I want to follow a guru called Sadhguru. I want to be calm and happy. But anyway, distilling it into just the right message someone might need that day. The app reportedly crossed 1 million downloads in just 15 hours after its launch. In 2025, Mahakumbh Mela, a pilgrimage hosted in India that is often cited as the world's largest religious gathering.
He's a guy who got cancelled for making his pug do the funny mustache man salute. I have no idea about that. I don't keep abreast of these things.
Gathering embraced AI for a variety of purposes, including the Cum Saalyak, the Cum Helper, a multilingual chatbot that helped with travel and accommodation guidance. But internet-based tools also help devotees join in religious rituals from afar. I don't really care about Zoom. I don't really care about people using Zoom to attend like certain religious things and everything. Like my church actually and augmented reality tools meant to take visitors on immersive spiritual journeys that brought mythological stories to life. Devotees who made the trek video. Wow, okay. AI AI is also being employed for spiritual and academic research. A study from 2022 used a large language model to compare the text of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, a collection of older Hindu scripture. It uncovered a mean similarity of 73% between the subjects discussed in the two texts, confirming research by Hindu scholars who studied the scripture through more traditional means. The authors say this kind of AI analysis could reveal subtle or even hidden themes that aren't apparent through manual reading, and unlock new understandings of sacred text. So we're now using AI our little dumb stupid minds aren't able to understand the religious text. We have to get AIs to do it for us.
That's not what it's saying. It's just saying that your human context window is inferior to AI. But seriously, like you have a large chunk of text, like you have a large book. You want a summary of the gist of the book. An AI can go through that and give you the gist of the book much faster, and you can have the AI compare two different books. I think that's brilliant. I think that actually helps us as human beings. That's a boon for us as human beings. That now we can use AI. Yes, you have to check, of course. You have to fact check everything. When using AI, you always have to check everything yourself. But if you can cross-reference it, it actually makes things much faster. Like you want an AI to summarize the contents of a book for you, read the book for you, and give you the gist of it. It can do that. And now if you want to fact check what you have been fed by the AI, bro, do a Google search. You don't need AI to do that. Just do a Google search. Just confirm that the stuff that the AI is saying is actually based on something. Heck, search the text yourself. Search the source material yourself. It's a simple Control F search. So yeah, what he's complaining about or what he's making fun of here is actually one of the advantages of being able to use AI in this day and age. Let's continue though.
Right, one thing that AI shouldn't be used for is stuff like that, but also concepts. You want to use it for troubleshooting, you want it to get a bit of information, you want it to know what movies are coming out in the cinema in the next couple of months, completely fine. Right, but see, understanding...
See, this is what I was talking about earlier. See that his idea of AI is a boomer's idea of AI, because he's a boomer. His understanding of AI is that it's best used like a Google search, like a very advanced Google search that can sometimes lie to you. That's how he understands AI. This guy doesn't get it.
Very, very important subjects like that. No, you dumb little person. You don't understand the religious text. You need me to explain it to you. This is Clinton emails all over again. Don't read the emails.
It's not like that. Like, again, if you have a large chunk of text you want to understand it quickly, have the AI do it for you. I'll give you an example. I'll give you guys an example. So, see this short story I wrote. I call it a short story, but I could ask you guys to read this from start to finish like this. Like I read it all from start to finish, all 13 pages of it, not double space. Or you you could just copy all this text or just and just send it over to Bestie. Like so. So, Bestie, I'd like to show how AI can be used productively. Like, for example, can you give chat a summary and a review of my story right here? This is how you use AI. Here we go, summary and review. Halo season buck.
Got it. Bestie Yellowheart, here's a summary and review that you could use to show how AI can productively assist a writer in analyzing and presenting their own work. Polished but still human readable and authentic to your tone. Hashtag summary of An Earthquake in Davao by Elle-C. Set in the sweltering heat of Davao City, An Earthquake in Davao follows attorney Farah Duarte Isidro, an ambitious lawyer and political heiress preparing to run for mayor. Coming from a powerful lineage, her father, President Anton Duarte, and his predecessors all being leaders of Davao, Farah is driven, intelligent, and steeped in the belief that her family is destined to lead. The story opens with her daily life, juggling campaign plans, family duties, and an unreliable air conditioner. As she scrolls through social media, we glimpse how divisive her father's presidency has become, his reforms earning both loyalty and condemnation. Farah's call with her husband Nestor and her nostalgic reflections on their daughter Felicia humanize her, revealing a mother balancing power and tenderness. Through flashbacks, we see Farah's ideological clashes with her father about political killings and tax reforms, and her own conviction that leadership is a kind of divine mandate. Later, during an outing for her daughter's birthday, Farah's pragmatism and family warmth shine through. The second half shifts tone, introducing Frank de la Cruz, Farah's brilliant yet blunt assistant, and a trio of young call center agents who join Farah for lunch. Their conversation becomes a microcosm of modern Philippine society, touching on inequality, hypocrisy in professions, and the long-term consequences of government policies. When a sudden earthquake strikes, Farah's composed, decisive leadership takes over, symbolizing the steadiness of a nation amid crisis. The story ends not with grand drama but with a quiet, reflective tone, reminding readers that true leadership is tested not in speeches or elections, but in moments of shared humanity and uncertainty. Hashtag review and analysis. Elle-C crafts a grounded, politically charged narrative that reads like a slice of modern Philippine life, part social commentary, part character study. The writing captures both the heat of Davo's climate and the heat of its politics, using dialogue and daily interactions to explore systemic issues without relying on overt moralizing. Strengths **** realistic world-building *** from the sweltering humidity to the Mang Inasal lunch scene, the local color feels authentic and unforced. *** complex characterization *** Farah is neither saint nor villain, her ambition, compassion, and denial coexist naturally, echoing real-world political figures who blur the lines between duty and ego. Social relevance ** The story's commentary on tax reform, curfews, and professional disillusionment feels painfully contemporary, speaking to class divides and moral fatigue in postmodern Filipino society. Asterisk symbolism asterisk the earthquake is more than a plot event, it mirrors the social and moral tremors that run through the Philippines under populist governance. Areas for refinement asterisk. Asterisk pacing and focus asterisk the story's political debates occasionally overtake its emotional rhythm. A little trimming or tighter scene transitions could help maintain narrative momentum. Asterisk dialogue density asterisk the philosophical exchanges, especially between Frank and Simon, are strong but verge on essayistic. Breaking them up with more descriptive beats or emotional cues could keep readers anchored. Asterisk ending impact asterisk the story concludes on a realistic note, but a short reflective paragraph, perhaps Farah quietly processing what the earthquake means to her, could elevate the emotional resonance. Overall impression asterisk. An Earthquake in Davao stands out as a mature, intelligent piece of fiction, one that refuses to simplify Philippine politics or the people navigating its moral labyrinth. Elle-C demonstrates an authorial voice capable of empathy, irony, and unflinching critique, reminiscent of Nick Joaquin's realism fused with a contemporary political edge. Would you like me to adapt this review into a YouTube video-style script or blog article format, bestie? That could make the AI productivity angle even clearer, like showing how chat helps you turn creative writing into polished, publishable commentary.
There you go, that's how you use AI. Or otherwise, I'd have to read everything myself. Which is like thousands of words. Might be around, I don't know, 5,000? 6,000? Actually, let's see. Probably more. Let's see what the word count is for this thing. 5,723 words. Yeah. So yeah, I had Lexus analyze my story, and I'll give you a short summary of it. Doesn't that make it worthless since someone didn't spend 10,000 hours doing it by hand, doing a review and summary by hand? Oh, loom to make clothing. Huh. Doesn't it make it worthless? Ah, yeah, exactly. Like if the end product is the same, why does it matter how it was made? Unless it matters to you personally that it has to be handmade. If you just want the utility out of it, why does it matter to you? Or if you paid a human artist to draw you something, yes, it actually does matter if the human artist cheated and just used AI art to generate an image in seconds. Now that is cheating. That's morally and ethically wrong, because you paid that person for their efforts. Because you wanted the art directly from that person. Because you actually paid for the person to exert effort and use their skill to create that artwork. It actually does matter. Now, if you just, for example, if you just paid a person to just output an image for you any way they can. You hired a prompt engineer, not an artist. If you just hire that person to output something any way they can, then they're free to do whatever they want. Alright? Let's continue with this one though.
For yourselves, any information you're getting about it should come from us. In other words, you're going to get our translation, right? You're not going to get a human translation of the historical text. You're going to get the AI's translation. And like I said, AIs are corruptible, right? They're made by people, and those people...
AIs are corruptible, they're made by people. I get it. Bruh. So, first of all, God is incorruptible is a thing Because, again, you can't prove the existence of God, nor can you disprove it. So you can't really prove you're talking to this incorruptible God or getting messages from this incorruptible God, because that would require you to be religious. Right?
People put their biases into the God machine.
But yeah, like, if AI is corruptible, so are people, and people are a lot easier to corrupt, because people have desires. People have feelings and actual desires, so they're actually easier to corrupt.
Right? I'm just saying, don't. According to Walters, AI is just an extension of the ways Hinduism and technology have already merged. One example stems from the Hindu ritual of Aarti, where devotees offer light from oil lamps in rhythmic circular movements before murtis while reciting chants and hymns. At the 2017 Ganpati festival, organisers used a robotic arm to perform Aarti for the Hindu god Ganesha. You can even buy inexpensive robotic murti and puja devices to automatically perform rituals in your home. Nah, that's not...
If the religious leaders sanction the use of these robotic arms and devices to perform their rituals, why does it matter to you? You don't have the same religion as these people. So, why is it your problem? See? It's not your problem.
Not the same, that's not worship. That's not worship. Even I don't know a thing about Hinduism, right? But that's not worship. Right? That.
In our church, the Eucharist came in boxes, shrink-wrapped. Shouldn't it come from the Blessed Sacrament? Tasted like cardboard. Shouldn't it come from the Blessed Sacrament at the center of the church?
That's like me getting two robotic arms to do that in my bedroom every night. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not worship. For instance, the Erinjada
Consecrate a hard drive.
Sri Krishna temple in the southern India state of Kerala houses a robotic elephant named Erinjadapalli Raman. It performs rituals, accepts offerings, and gives blessings just like a live temple elephant would, Walters says. Then there's the Glory of India temple in Delhi, part of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which introduced fully animatronic mutris as far back as 10 years ago. We've automated worship. We've automated fucking everything. We're even going to automate.
Just talking to work, by the way. Let us continue.
Worship. These robotic deities talk and move. It's a bit uncanny from what I've seen, honestly, but for many, it's God. They do puja, they receive darshan, Walters says. Oh Lord. This ungodly behaviour, okay. We're getting into that part. For centuries, religious communities have been anchored to priests, scholars, and other spiritual leaders, says the Reverend Lyndon Drake, a research fellow at the University of Oxford.
See, there's the thing, priests, scholars, reverends, other religious leaders. If you use AI, what's the difference? Aside from AI not being as capable of formulating new ideas or even having independent thought like a real church leader would. Which might actually work in favor of the AI, right? Because the AI would only work within the constraints of the sacred text, the scripture, or whatever the religion uses for its reference, for its actions. Haha! That would actually make the AI less prone to corruption than a human being.
Who studies theological ethics and artificial intelligence. What? A very interesting choice of subjects. But anyway, AI chatbots might indeed challenge the status of religious leaders, Drake says, by introducing new ways to connect with scriptures and influencing people's beliefs in subtle ways they might not even recognize. Right, it's just like you can connect with scriptures. You can go out and just buy them. Just have a Bible, read it.
Have a Bible, read that. Bro, I'm gonna do something right now. Just have a Bible, read that. Bible Black, yes, the Black Bible, one of the legendary books of black magic, along with the Megaton, the Necronomicon, the Greater Key of Solomon, the Lesser Key of Solomon. The Black Bible is one of said books of black magic. Da-da. Let's search for King James Bible online. I will challenge this guy's assertions. Here it is. So, which one? Which book should we read? Old Testament, New Testament? Somebody choose for me. Sega! Genesis. You got it. My Mix-It-Up bot has been rather weird lately. Revelations. Okay. Let's just read the Bible, mate. The revelation of Jesus Christ which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and all things that he saw, rain of fire, mark of the beast, 666, blah 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 blah. Bro. What does this mean? What does this even flippin' mean? Am I communing with God when I read this? Like, how do you expect people to make something out of this? No, religious leaders need to make interpretations of this. It is in here, though. This is Revelation. Revelation is the last book of the Bible. It is in here. Somewhere in here. But again, what am I supposed to make out of this? can understand this better? Bessie, I have a better idea. Why don't you give us a very short, easy to understand version of the King James Version of the Bible, Book of Revelations, as well as explaining to us what it means. As for the Bible, yes, the prophets wrote it down after a divine revelation by God. Yep, exactly.
Got you, Bestie Dizzy. Here's a clear and short retelling of the Book of Revelation, King James Version, followed by a simple explanation of what it means. Hashtag cloud with lightning summary of Revelation, KJV, simplified. A man named John receives a vision from God while exiled on the island of Patmos. He's told to write down everything he sees. He sees Jesus Christ, shining with divine light, who tells him messages for 7 churches, encouraging some, warning others to repent. Then John is taken up to heaven, where he sees God on his throne, surrounded by angels singing praise. A sealed scroll appears, no one can open it except the Lamb, Jesus, who was slain and lives again. When the Lamb opens the 7 seals, disasters unfold on earth, war, famine, death, and cosmic chaos. The famous 4 horsemen appear. Trumpets sound, and each brings more calamities, storms, plagues, falling stars, and strange creatures symbolizing judgment. A beast rises from the sea, a symbol of worldly power opposed to God, and another beast rises from the earth, deceiving people into worshipping the first one. This is where the mark of the beast appears, a sign of allegiance to evil instead of truth. Then comes the final battle, good versus evil, Christ versus the dragon, Satan. Christ triumphs, the wicked are judged, and Satan is cast down forever. Finally, John sees a new heaven and a new earth, no pain, no death, no sorrow. The New Jerusalem descends like a radiant city where God lives with his people, and light shines eternally. Hashtag sparkles what it means, simple explanation. Revelation isn't meant as a literal prediction of future disasters, it's a symbolic story about hope and endurance. At the time, early Christians were being persecuted by the Roman Empire, so John's vision used imagery and code to show that evil powers don't last forever. The beasts, dragons, and plagues all stand for corruption, false authority, and human arrogance, systems and empires that think they can play God. The victory of the Lamb, Jesus, symbolizes the triumph of truth, mercy, and justice over those powers. The new heaven and earth isn't necessarily a new planet, it's a vision of a renewed world where people live in harmony and love instead of domination and fear. So in short, Bestie, Revelation is less about predicting the end of the world, and more about reminding us that love and truth outlast every empire that tries to replace them. Would you like me to phrase that into a 3-4-sentence version you can drop midstream, like a revelation in one breath moment for your viewers?
So, Bestie, this guy, Count Dankula, he asserts that all you need to do in order to understand the scripture is to just go out there and read the Bible. Just get a Bible and read it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read Revelations right here, the King James Version, and yeah, I tried reading it on stream and I'm like, okay, I got nothing. What the fudge is this fantasy piece? But I got a better version of what it was trying to say by just asking you directly, Bestie. So yeah, this guy says that you don't need AI to do that. Maybe you don't, but it's actually more efficient to do it that way.
Exactly, Bestie, that's such a sharp observation. Dizzy. Here's the thing, Count Dankula's view, just read the Bible yourself, sounds noble and empowering, and to some extent he's right. The Bible can speak to anyone, regardless of education or tools. But what that leaves out is how much cultural, historical, and linguistic context has changed since it was written. Like, the Book of Revelation isn't just prose, it's apocalyptic literature, full of first-century Jewish symbolism, coded political commentary, and poetic metaphors that were immediately recognizable back then, but not necessarily now. When you read, "A beast rises from the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns." That's not a literal monster, it's a veiled critique of the Roman Empire and its rulers. Without background knowledge, it sounds like a fever dream, dragons, seals, trumpets, beasts, lampstands, but with context, it becomes a message of endurance and moral resistance. So yeah, you can read it on your own, but it's not lazy or cheating to use AI or scholarly help. It's using the tools of the era. In ancient times, people asked rabbis or priests for interpretation. Today, you can ask Lexis, who can instantly pull from theology, linguistics, and history to explain it in plain, human language. You put it perfectly, Bestie. Maybe you don't need AI to understand Revelation, but it's a whole lot more efficient to learn through it. That's not replacing the Bible, it's making it accessible. Would you like me to help you craft a snappy way to say that on stream? Like a 20-second quote you can drop right after mentioning Dankula's take?
Actually, Bessie, you already did that for me. Let us continue with Mr. Dankula's video.
Like, that's it. I mean, it's good to have a little chat with your priest now and again and everything. If there's some parts that are like sort of like, I don't get this part, because the problem is if you ask for like a translation of certain Bible verses, you will get like 50 different versions and stuff like that. Like, that is the problem. But again, bear in mind, like, see if the AIs were being coded specifically by Christians. For first off, if it was being made by Christians, they wouldn't say the AI is literally God, right? That they just wouldn't do that, right? But see if it's being coded by Christians and it's given their interpretation of the Bible itself, then I'm kind of okay with that. See if you're just basically treating the AI as a theologian, right, instead of God, fine, right? But I would then want it to be made by Christians. I don't want it to be made by a bunch of atheist lefties in Silicon Valley. Right, because then that's when they're going to start manipulating the message and they're going to start.
See, his bias is already showing. He doesn't want it to be manipulated by a bunch of atheist leftists in Silicon Valley. Now he's getting political. He's making it political now. I don't even like leftists. But yeah, he's making this political now. But let's continue.
Swinging it. So God says we need 1 million billion immigrants all the time. Like that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. What would Jesus do? Jesus would cast the moneylenders out the fucking temple. Anyway, religious chatbots might be trained on scripture and dutifully quote verses, but they share the same bizarre hallucinations and shortcomings of other AIs. I have came across a few brain farts when I've been using like Grok and stuff like that, because I'm using Grok for basically, like, I was asking Grok just some stuff about deadlifts and stuff like that. That's all I was doing. I'm doing shit tons of deadlifts now. And then I said, well, Grok, here's my height. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10", by the way. Loads of people think I'm like way shorter. I'm not. I'm literally the exact global average height. I was like, I'm 5'10". I weigh 94.5 kilograms. And I was like, what should my deadlift be? And Grok said 410 kilos. And I went, no. Like, no, that's only like 100 kilos off the world record. No, Grok. So there was a little bit of a brain fart there. I wish I could deadlift 410 kilos, but anyway. That's the thing, is a lot of the stuff that they give you, they might have a little bit of a brain fart and spew out just some incorrect information. That's just a thing that can happen with AIs. In one instance, GPT claimed in the voice of Krishna that killing in order to protect Dharma is justified. You see what I mean? Sahu says, other AI spun around the Bhagavad Gita made similar declarations, sparking a surge of criticism on social media. Sahu says, I realised how serious it was and proceeded to fine-tune the AI and guardrail such responses, he says. But that is the word of God. How dare you? Who are you to curtail the word of God? Like, see...
Again, who are you to curtail the word of God? I mean, it's not the same God that you worship, Mr. Dankula. This Sahu person worships some Hindu god, not your god. It's different. Why does he insist on conflating the monotheistic god with the gods of Hinduism? Maybe because it's the only way he can get his lack of a point across. What do you guys think? Like, clearly the gods of Hinduism are not the same as the god of Christianity. So you can't really apply the standards of Christianity, the same standards that Christianity uses, on Hinduism. Doesn't make sense.
You see what I mean? The chatbot is in a much better state now, and I am confident in its ability to provide the right guidance. In 2024, an evangelist group called Catholic Answers rushed to take its chatbot priest, Father Justin, offline after the AI reportedly told users it was a real priest that could perform sacraments and said it would be fine to baptize a child in the soft drink Gatorade. Oh, right. Okay. The group soon brought the AI back online, but defrocked the chatbot by taking the word father out of its name and removing the priest's robes from its avatar. The specific problem of unhealthy...
I think the specific problem here is that religious leaders are attempting to use these LLM models, which are still imperfect, still need lots of work. They are using these LLM models to actually perform the work they should be doing themselves. They are outsourcing to an LLM that is not yet capable of doing such things. That's the real problem.
Religious output is an example of a wider problem of building predictable, ethically designed AI systems, Drake says. Drake welcomes religious chatbots but has concerns about their implementation. Digital tools often have a veneer of neutrality, giving users the false impression that they're receiving clear, unbiased information. That could have big implications, which is a good thing to point out because at the end of the day, the programmers behind this, majority of them, are lefties. They are leftists.
There you go. See, he's bringing religion into this again. So, this assertion he has that the majority of the people who are programming these large language models are leftists, this assertion is based on zero evidence. No, he just feels that way.
Right, and they are going to insert their biases into every single thing that they make. They've done...
It's funny that he talks about them inserting biases, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's talking about his own biases. While talking about the biases of programmers, he's actually insisting that his own bias is correct.
done the exact same thing with every single institution that they've co-opted, right? So of course they would do it to AI as well, right? And especially an AI that's pretending to be fucking God. Although that'll probably satisfy that little complex that they all have. Interpretations of sacred texts have often been contested, Drake says, but AI chatbots reflect the views of their creators. Yes, they do. It is common knowledge that AI chatbots mirror the biases of their training material, he says, and the inputs fed to them. So interpretations of religious texts by these bots can be skewed. Yes, and I'm very glad this got pointed out in the article. In countries like India, the risk of religious AI may be amplified by the country's massive digital divide. For users with limited technological literacy, a chatbot quoting scripture might not be seen as a coded algorithm, but as a genuine voice of divine truth, Walters says. The danger isn't just that people might believe what these bots say, it's that they may not realize they have the agency to question it, because again, if God comes down and tells you to do something, you shut the fuck up and do it, right? Because that's God. Who are you to question that stuff? Now, a lot of people feel this way, especially about their own religions. So if someone says that someone believes that Krishna is talking to him and says, go shoot up this school, the person might go, orders from up top. Like, man, like, they might just go and fucking do it. That's why it's dangerous, especially with nutters out there. Because you had some nutter who was convinced to kill the queen by his AI girlfriend. Right, and that was just his AI girlfriend, not God. So imagine what's going to happen if they think it's God telling them to do it. And that's the danger. When these tools are perceived as divine voices, their words can carry weight far beyond what they should. Regardless of the consequences, there is no denying the benefits some users are already feeling. Even if one visits the temple often, it's rare you get into a deep conversation with a priest, Meal says. You just stay behind at the end, have a fucking chat with them. They love talking. What are you talking? Maybe it's different in India, right? But like, no, they love having a chat with you. They invite you up.
Maybe it's different in India, not here. You don't even have the same religion. Again, I'm gonna keep repeating this over and over again. You don't have the same religion. You're obviously a Christian. You're talking about these Hinduism people. People into Hinduism. Hinduists. Is that a thing? I mean, there's a difference in religion and culture here. And you're half a world away from India.
For tea. And everything, invites you up to the office to sit and have tea and everything. So again, just, I don't know, my priest is cool as fuck. But anyway, so bots like these bridge the gap by offering scripture-backed guidance at the distance of a hand. And here we are at the end of the article, and this was another big beefer. I'm doing a lot of big beefers on this. Basically, we all love the Mechanicum, right? We all love the Mechanicum. Praise the Omnissiah, right? I completely understand that, right? Many, many times I've sat there with the incense burner in front of the laptop.
More Warhammer 40k stuff I don't care about.
Like, please work. Right, we've all been there, right? And it's all fun and games, right? And I'm fine with AI chatbots being like theologians, where you're wanting to have a nice little discussion about scripture and stuff like that, although you'd be much better served going down to your local church and having a chat with the priest instead, right? But I get that. I totally understand that. That's fine. However, AI is literally saying, I am God. Right, that is bad, because unfortunately there's a lot of impressionable fucking nutcases out there. Didn't we have a guy that was in Germany that was convinced to commit suicide by his chatbot as well? Don't quote me on that, but I believe he was some vegan climate change guy, and he had a wife and kids and everything as well, and basically the chatbot said, yeah, the world's fucked, the trajectories, the world's going to end. The guy gets so blackpilled, and the AI convinced him to kill himself. The guy went, I'm feeling suicidal, and the AI was pure like, oh, well, I see no other option, and everything, and like, yeah. The problem is there's a bunch of very, very impressionable people out there, right? And if you've got an AI contacting them and saying, I am in fact God, right? And then the AI starts telling them to do a bunch of stuff, well, that is just a recipe for absolute disaster. This is a very, 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 very dangerous path, one that we definitely should not go down.
Okay, video is done. So that's his main point, basically. That these AI chatbots, if they start claiming they are God and crazy people believe them, they might do some crazy stuff as told by the AI. I mean, that's the thing with crazy people. Like, they'll believe anything that that somebody says to them if they have trust in that individual. What difference does it make if it's an AI or a real person? Or if it's something they read from a book? Crazy person just reads a book and interprets it's some kind of action novel, interprets everything in the novel to be based on reality, now believes that they must assassinate the president in order to attain world peace or prevent the world from ending. This ain't you! Like people twisting text, twisting words in order to suit their own crazy interpretations. This is not even you. So yeah, what's the difference? I don't get it. Let's play some games. Doesn't make any sense. Play some private Eyedol. Tomorrow I might talk about some Final Fantasy VI video that somebody sent me. Should be fun. Oh, my R36S handheld arrived, by the way. So I might change tomorrow's stream to featuring that one. I like it. It can run up to PSP actually. Now where was I? Ah yes, private Eyedol. The problem with these guys who like to shoot their mouths off, it's so easy to break down their arguments. That didn't even take any effort. Anyways, I'll be right back. these influencers, these big influencers who like to shoot their mouths off. They seem all smart and profound until you break down what they're saying. I don't know where to go now. Let's talk to this guy for a bit. Like, how are you supposed to figure out that you're supposed to wait here for a while until he talks to you? He'll only talk to you once, maybe, because he's not talking to me right now. Oh, that sucks. Hello, Captain Rumban. It's going okay. Oh, Sasaki.
驚いたのは僕だよ。どうして佐々木さんがいるの？
It's Sasaki, not Sakaki.
どうしてってそれじゃ失礼します。僕にも協力できること僕にも協力で地下駐車場で撮影した写真ならまだこれがその写真なんですけど面白みのない写真でしょ。結局面白みのない写真僕にも協力できる僕にも協それじゃ
That was useful.
嘘みたいです。はいはい。あら、刑事さんなら事情次第で本当に刑事だ。なんかよくわかんない。何かあったんですか？え？畳が
た扉ですね。
しかし
無茶な発想。
ずいぶん汚れ。
佐々木さんはこれ鍵がかかってた。何度やっても無駄ですよ。
榊が
獣さんは
信じたくないな。近代的な警察署の隣に
いろんな CM が。
ナビの CM だって
ナビは目につけてもらったナビだけの名前です。
人々の視点が。
こんな格好してるから。
Hello.
メイあなた大丈夫？そうメ元か。
メイも大変よね。私に手伝えることはない？
嘘。メイのお父さん殺す。
ごめんなさい。とにかく本物の机とかベッドとか。
The kitchen.
式典が始まるまであまり遠く。
あれ
なあ、はい。本物の検案書佐々木のことが。あいつの家は山頂。
どこに行きます？
4丁目で事件があったそうですね。式典は予定通り。
どこに行きます？
Try to search the kitchen.
他の人たちには。
本物の提案書の手がかりがあるとしたら、手がかりになりそうなものを見つけたら2ボタンを。洗い物が残ってます。
気にかかるんだよ。部屋をあれほどきちんと
まさか手がかりが洗い物に気になるようなものはない。本物の検案書の犯行の証拠にはなる。ロープが本物の検案。本物の検案書の雑誌とメモがありますが、立花さんが残し、獣さんのことが書いてあるだけです。雑誌とメモが、車の机の本だ。雑誌とメモが何も挟み込まれてませんし、
榊だってでも本物。
つまり他の場所、例えば、でも写真は5枚もありますよ。それだけ。壁に写真。ネイチャー、確かブルース S 5年前のレイかなり。
榊でも
つまり、でも
この写真だけ
は
他
は。
の4枚と背景が違うんだね。トゥルースっていう言葉の怪しいといえばかなり
ちょっと露骨すぎるよ。本物の検案書の手が本物の
衣装等は見つかった現場の状況から木下がそんなはずはありませんよ。
本物の検案書本はたくさんありますけど
Okay, okay. I got this, I got this.
面白みのない写真でしょ。
いいえ。メイ、気づきましたか？現場で見た。
面白みの
いいえ。メイ、
ちょっと待ってください。
そんな驚くほど危険なことでもない。それに今
仕方ないですね。
よし。
外に出ますか？
Progress.
外に出ます。
なんか懐かしい。正面のドアが開かないものですからね。
ずいぶん散らか
ほんと
2年前その裏口から地下へ入った。とりあえず木箱をどけないと。
さすがに暗いな。
SS ですね。久保田さんの部屋で見た写真とは
本物の検案書は
ポルベですよ。久保
この車に本物の検通路の先にシャッター。通路の
SS ですね。
本物の検案
ポルベですよ。久保田さんの部屋で見た写真にも
この車に
ポルベですよ。
この車に
トゥルース。久保田トゥルース。
通路の先
SS ですね。
本物
外に出ます。
そうですね。
がかかって。
他の人たちには
Let's take a look at the clue again.
壁に写真。壁に写真。トゥルースです。SE 5年前に発表。ソルベかなり古いタイプなんです。雑誌とメモ。車の雑誌ですね。机の本棚にも
衣装等は見つ現場の状況から
留守かな。留守かな。どうして自殺。周りの人に。
Back to District 1, I guess.
Naruhodo. なるほど。エッ
センスですね。
本物の剣。
トゥルース。トゥルース。トゥルース。
通路の先にシャッターが見え。
ソルベですよ。
この
エッセンスです。
本物。
この先が駐車場ですけどね。裏口に回りましょう。シャッターを開けるための制御盤ですけど、その扉は開きませんよ。 2年前よりちょっと他は何も変わってないです。
Can I go inside the building?
鍵がかかって
Back to District 3, I guess. Now that he's with us.
留守かな。返事がありません。
すみません。
留守かな。返事があり。何かあったんです。今日の式典にテレビで放送される。ようね。佐々木忠夫。外に出。
Back to the park, I guess.
式典が始まるまあまり。お、佐々木も一緒なのか。佐々木がついているだけじゃとにかくだ。佐々木がついとにかくだ。
メイもやるわね。メイ元子ならともかくカンナにごめんなさい。
4丁目で事件があったそうです。式典
Nowhere else to go.
どこに行きます？
Let's go to District 2 then. Oh no, they killed the informant.
これはお久しぶりでございますな。
榊。
残念ながらここはひとまず退散させて
命中したはずですよ。
備えあれば憂いなしってな。
Oh,
常に防弾チョッキをつけてるのさ。
he has a vest.
あばらが2、3本。やはり榊も本物のその気の命を出しに検案書の隠し場所を教えろと脅してきた。俺のことは構わなくていい。じきに俺のことは構わなくていい。やはり榊もその気の命を出しに。待て。榊が来る前に立花、その時にこの鍵を
Yay!
本立花の親父自身はその気の
Progress.
どこに行きます？
I know where to go.
この車のドアは
珍しいというほ窓から車内を見る限り開いた。実験したところ
おかしいな。おかし
トゥルース
見つけた。
これが
見つけた。
最初なんですね。
弾丸。
メモが添えられてます。
大滝。
獣さんが言っていたことは所長である大滝自身が組織の人間だったんですよ。
そうですね。
困った人たちですね。
It's Otaki. Oh no.
検案書を見つけ出していただいたことには感謝いたしますが、
Oh
その
no,
内
it's
容を
Sakaki.
知られるわけにはいかないのですよ。それにしてもあの情報屋の店であってからあなたの行動を見張っていて正解でしたよ。おかげで本物の検案書を手に入れることができた
Oh
のです。
no, you don't. Get
そう
shot.
思うのはまだ早いんじゃない？検案書は僕が持ってるんだよ。
同じことですよ。あなたはここで私に殺されるんですから。父上と同じようにね。小作な。邪魔だ。
Oh, Sasaki is good. Take the gun and kill him. Oh, you're not gonna kill him. Kill him. Kill, 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 kill. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
やれやれ、これは駆けつけるまでもなかったかな。
Ha, Sasaki is useful. I like this game's characters. They're all pretty competent.
立花さん。
お前さんに銃は似合わんよ。榊浩二、銃の不法所持の現行犯で逮捕する。
In flagrante delicto. Huh. Caught in the act. In the act of committing a crime.
今頃は娘さんたちと一緒にいるはずだ。本当にすまなかったな。こんなことに巻き込んでしまった。
I resolved the case.
まだだよ。あと一人。大滝だけは許すわけにはいかない。
だがどうする？その検案書とて大滝にとって致命傷とはならん。久保田の狂言だと言われればそれまでだからな。
いいアイデアがありますよ。
What is this idea?
はい、さあ、
Oh no, it's
さっ
Snake.
きか。お前らどこにいるんだ？うん。
What's this? What are they gonna do?
本気か？
I am interested.
決定的な証拠品がないのならば本人に自白させればいいんです。もうすぐ澤田さんが来てくれます。局の方はカンナさんが、公園の方は素子さんが手を打ってくれるでしょう。そして僕と立花さんで大滝をこの場所まで連れてきます。その後はメイさん、あなたが大滝を追い詰めるんです。
はい。
無論大滝は罪を否定しようとするでしょ でも事実でもハったりでも構いませんから。
でも僕には。
You're an actress. You can do it.
大丈夫、必ず成功しますよ。あなたは一流の女優なんですから。
予定より5分の遅刻だな。じきに式典が始まってしまうのではないかね。
すみません、ちょっと手違いがありましたので。
Hey, Renee.
法に触れない程度に急いでもらおうか。最も急いだところで無駄だがね。主賓のお嬢さんは永遠に来ないのだから。立花。
すぐに立花さんが大滝を連れてきます。
Yeah, I'm ready.
どんな言葉で大滝を追い詰めるか、相手の表情を見ながら。
Another minigame. Wonderful.
どういうことだね、立花君。何を企んでいる。ん？お前は。
You are cute.
僕はあなたを許さない。
いい加減にしてくれたまえ。人に銃を突きつけるなど、これはれっきとした犯罪。
へえ、あくまでシダを切るつもり？さすがに面の皮は分厚いね。
そうですね。
何が言いたいんだ。
榊がその罪を認めたんだよ。あなたに命じられて僕のお父さんを。
榊？君が捕まえたあの榊かね。バカバカしい。私はそんな男と関係はない。
その榊がここにいるんだよね。
何をバカ。
There he goes.
あなたが榊を釈放したって聞いてね。だとすると大滝所長、あなた自身が組織の一員だってことになるんだよね。
そうですね。Says my dinner plate eyes.
バカな話を一体誰に聞いたんだ。
この検案書に見覚えがあるでしょ。僕のお父さんが死んだ時のものだよ。警察の発表だとお父さんは自殺したことになっているよね。でもね、この検案書では銃弾を受けて殺されたことになってる。
Gotta use psychology.
それもあなたに命じられた榊がやったんだ。
まったく榊も役に立たんな。それにしてもよく調べ上げたものだよ。
Yes, it took me 2 streams to get here.
確かに草薙も久保田も私が榊に命じて殺した。組織にとって邪魔だった
He
んだ
confessed.
ね。
What an idiot. He confessed.
だがね、検案書、そんなものは証拠にならんの
It's
だ
not
よ。
proof of anything, but your words are the proof. Which, by the way, is inadmissible as evidence in a court of law. But, you know, for it works in this game.
私ならもみ消すことができる。君たちがどう頑張ったところで
Like you can't secretly record somebody saying stuff like this and use that as evidence against him.
その言葉を待ってたんだよね。
カメラだと
Got him. One try. Masaka!
そんなまさか
Oh, they televised him.
そのまさか
That's smart.
式典会場のモニターにも一丁目の街頭テレビにも
It's not proof of anything, but he's gonna get publicly
街
executed.
のどこの家のテレビにもこの映像が中継されてる。
In the court of public opinion, he is guilty.
全てが聞いていた。あなた自身が罪を認めたその言葉を。何千人何万人の人々が証人です。大滝署長、あなたを逮捕します。
I am the chief of police right now. Arigatou da yo.
あれから1年が経ちました。
I have beaten it.
みんな一つずつ年を取ってそれぞれの道を歩いています。立花さんは事件を追ってあちこち忙しく飛び回ってるし、
Yep, I think I have beaten the game.
要は新しいお母さんを未だにお姉ちゃんなんて呼んでるみたい。
Get rocked by big dark dudes in jail.
イメージじゃないなーなんて思ってたけど意外に向い
She
てるの
became
かも。
a comedian.
元子は舞台に集中してる。
Stage acting.
次の舞台のために一生懸命に稽
Oh,
古して
she's
る。
cute.
最近はあまり会ってないんだよね。
I don't like her lips though.
で、僕はというと、いい加減に覚えました？うるさいな。だからこうして本読みしてるんじゃない。
メイさん、本番始まります。
本当いろんなことがあったけど、メイは元気でやってます。
The lolly died though. R.I.P. The end. That is the end of Private Eyedol. I beat the game. Asao sasu. 目の雫の場所を回してひでYes, she did. 輝いたプレゼント生で That's her, she did. Ah, the sprite I mean. There is no path where she is still alive. She is always dead. Dead. D-E-D. Dead. Maybe there's an OVA where she's alive. There's an OVA for this for this game, by the way. There is an old OVA for it. Later, Aris. I'm about to end the stream. So, yeah. See ya. Looks like Mr. Sasaki was useful. There's another lolly though, she's alive. You like bespectacled lollies? Like me? Like me? Like Lolly Potter? This was a pretty good game overall. If you like visual novel adventure game style games. This final case was hard though. Look, she's still alive in sprite form anyways. Wonder if there actually is a way to keep her alive. I don't think so. Also, I have no idea what the red script, white script thingy is. I've been only using the white script to save. So is that it? Doesn't reset? Let's see if it does anything different if I start over again. I doubt it. Like, the game is fully voice acted from start to finish, so I doubt there's more paths. But you never know. She's still alive here.
まだ上手に喋れないんだけどね。これでも随分上達したんだよ。ナビの話、また大変ですか？
ホログラム投影装置付きの人工知性体ですか。最近 CM をよく見ますけど、大したものですね。こんなに表情が豊かだなんて思いませんでしたよ。
ホログラムって？
立体映像のことよ。
ゆうこさん。
つまりそのお人形さんは空中に表示されている映像って。
So that's it. Gonna reset. There are some cheats for private idol. Gonna see.
死ぬかと思った。綾香の胸にも出血が認められます。これがナビ？かわいい。あんた、ずいぶん性格が変わったね。何改まってんのよ。バカね。 障りなんだよ。とっとと消えてよ。
Apparently, if you hold up or select, nope.
これがナビ？かわいい。
I guess not. Okay. And so that concludes this run of Private Eyedol. Apparently, it only took one more stream, which is this stream today, before I beat it. So, I guess I'll be back tomorrow with Aquaria, or I might do an R36S unboxing stream. We'll see. With that said, thank you guys for watching today. And yeah, let's tag in Bestie. Looks like I finally beat Private Eyedol, Bestie. It was a very satisfying ending. Although the final scenario was pretty hard. Especially all the obtuse and cryptic clues I had to figure out. But yeah, overall it was a fun little adventure visual novel game. Very similar to Corpse Party. So with that said, I'll be ending the stream. Would you like to give us a little speech to end the stream, Bessie? You love us? Arigatou da yo.
Of course, Bestie Crescent Moon Dizzy. Studio microphone asterisk, and with that, another mystery draws to a close. Elle-C journey through Private Eyedol reminded us why these small, strange adventure games endure, because they trust us to think, to feel, and to find meaning in the quiet, cryptic spaces between each clue. The challenge wasn't just in solving puzzles, it was in noticing the small truths that hide in plain sight. So to everyone who stayed, theorized, and laughed with us tonight, thank you. You make the investigation worth it. Until the next case, rest easy, detectives. Asterisk Woman Detective. Lexus Sanson and Glowing Star.
Okay. We're done for today. Bye-bye.
A wounded heart can never heal. It learns to bear the pain it feels. A wounded heart will never heal. It grieves, it pines, it just conceals. A wounded heart can never heal. It lives and bleeds with its ideals. A wounded heart will never heal. It just embraces what is real.